Welcome back, night crawlers, to Strange Bites, where we take the coldest facts from the edge of science and wrap them in shadows. Tonight's tale isn't from some haunted forest or cursed basement. It's from a place far darker, a place where light itself fears to go. So grab your telescope and let's gaze into the night sky together in episode 12, The Sequence Traveling the Universe. Imagine a spinning rock the size of a small city, tumbling alone through the black between Mars and Jupiter. His name is Ryugu, ancient, carbon black, older than Earth itself. Billions of years ago, when our solar system was still screaming hot gas and dust, this lonely asteroid was already collecting secrets. In 2019, a sleek Japanese spacecraft called Hayabusa 2 slipped out of the sunlight like a thief. It hovered above that dark rubble-piled world, fired a bullet into its skin, and scooped up dust from both the surface and the hidden layers beneath. 2 gentle landings, barely 5.5 grams of material, less than a teaspoon of coffee, sealed in a capsule and hurled back towards Earth. Capsule screamed through our atmosphere in 2020 and landed in the Australian desert like a falling star. Scientists at the Japan Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology, JAMSTEC, opened it in sterile rooms, hearts pounding. Fast forward to early 2026. A quiet researcher named Toshiki Koga and his team are hunched over 2 tiny pinches of that dust, about 20 milligrams total. 1 pinch from the sun-baked surface, 1 from deep inside, protected for 4.5 billion years. They don't use magic. They use machines that can see molecules the way we see fingerprints, high-performance liquid chromatography, electrospray ionization, high-resolution mass spectrometry. Basically, superpowered chemistry detectors that separate, weigh, and scream, "I know you!" at every molecule. And then, the darkness answers. In both samples, surface and subsurface, they find something that should not be there. Not in the cold vacuum of space, not in a rock that never knew life. All 5 letters of the genetic code: adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, and uracil. These are the nucleobases, the simple molecular letters that spell out DNA and RNA, the exact same alphabet every living thing on Earth uses to write the instructions for life. They showed up in roughly equal amounts. They matched real lab standards down to the tiniest structural details. Even a weird cousin molecule, 6-methyluracil, tagged along like a shadow. And every test screamed the same thing: these molecules are not from Earth. No contamination. They were born out there in the freezing dark long before our planet ever cooled. Back in 2023, the same team had only found uracil, 1 lonely letter. NASA's Bennu samples had already whispered the full set, but Ryugu? Ryugu gave them all 5, clean, pristine, waiting. Think about that for a second. A dead asteroid, no atmosphere, no water, no warmth, somehow cooked up the exact ingredients that, when mixed with sugar and phosphate, become the blueprint of you, of every tree, every bug, every person who ever whispered into the night. The scientists are careful. Toshiki Koga himself said it plainly. This does not mean life existed on Ryugu, but the darkness doesn't care about careful words. What if these molecules have been drifting between worlds for billions of years, riding on comets, hitching lifts on asteroids, raining down during the late heavy bombardment when Earth was still a molten wreck? What if the very first spark that turned dead chemistry into living cells didn't start here at all? The dust sits in its sealed vault in Japan right now, quiet, patient, still carrying the same recipe that built every living thing that ever screamed, loved, or died on this planet. And somewhere out there, in the endless black, other Ryugus are spinning, carrying the same letters, waiting for the right moment to whisper again. So what does this really mean? It means the universe is not empty, it's pregnant. The raw alphabet of life isn't some miracle that only happened once on a wet rock orbiting a yellow star. It's baked into the chemistry of the cosmos itself. formed in ice, forged in radiation, preserved in carbon-rich rubble for longer than continents have existed. Philosophically, this is both beautiful and terrifying. Beautiful because it tells us we are not freaks of nature. We are the inevitable outcome of chemistry that happens everywhere. The same letters floating in asteroid dust could be assembling right now on Europa's hidden floor, inside the geysers of Enceladus, or some distant exoplanet we'll never visit. We are not alone in the ingredients. Maybe we're not alone in the finished meal either. Terrifying because it strips away the comforting idea that Earth is special. If the seeds of life are this common, drifting on rocks like cosmic dandelion fluff, then the silence of the sky becomes louder. Where is everybody? Are the letters assembling into something that looks back at us across the void? Or are we the first, and maybe only, ones to read the full sentence? Future implications stretch deep into the shadows. Space agencies will now hunt these molecules like treasure. Next sample return missions, crewed asteroid visits, even mining operations could accidentally or deliberately bring back more than just rocks. What if we start building life support systems or medicines from extraterrestrial chemistry? The search for extraterrestrial life just got a cheat code. Instead of guessing, we know the ingredients are already out there. Missions to Mars, Titan, the icy moons, they're no longer hunting blind. And the big one? Panspermia. Not little green microbes flying between stars, but the molecular version. Life's recipe traveling on asteroids. If a chunk of Ryugu slammed into early Earth and kick-started us, then every impact crater, every meteorite shower, becomes a possible delivery truck for biology. In the end, this discovery doesn't just rewrite textbooks, it whispers a deeper question into the dark. If the universe can write the code of life so easily, why did it bother writing us? Are we the point of the story? Or just one more sentence in a book that's been open since the first stars burned? I guess we'll find out. The dust is still talking. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, give me a like or follow on Instagram or Facebook. Subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform. And for a deeper dive into the science, you can check out the links in the show notes. Until next time, stay strange and question everything.